now more than ever before. I think that humanity desperately needs to reconnect with the sacredness of this mystery of existence, and to come together in unity as more and more we recognize our shared essence, the deeper truth to what we are. So it is with pleasure that I present to you 10 more amazing spiritual teachers sharing their wisdom here on YouTube.
Life is much larger than failure and success. Life is much larger than birth and death. We are much beyond them all. Got it? If you have this strength, if you can understand this knowledge, then you will walk like a king. Nobody can shake you. See life from a bigger picture. So many lifetimes we have been here. So many times we have had success. So many times we had failures. And life still goes on. This is all simply one chapter, one act of a movie. It's not the end of it. This is just one show is finished, then the show begins. It's like a TV serial. It doesn't end, it goes on. Today someone is successful, they enjoy today's success. But you never know whether the success will stay like that forever. So success or failure, just don't mind. See, you are the self, which is unblemished, pure, eternal. Eternal.
In traditional Buddhist teachings, this is very, very close, if not identical, to what's called Buddha nature. But like basic essence that one can experience, touch into, connect with, relax with at any time at all. So we're talking actually a lot here about returning to our natural state, connecting with our natural state. Right in our everyday life, right in the midst of whatever is happening. And our method is to just feel, to slow down, come into the present, and just feel what we feel with total acceptance.
If your inner space, if your thought changes, the whole universe changes. Whole universe responds. Whole existence responds to your inner space. Don't think you are an island. You are part of this whole existence. You are not alone here. If you think you are alone, you will continuously fight with existence. You are part. This is whole. If you see this as an enemy, you can never rest. Only a person who understands the whole is his own being. He is part of the whole. He can realize tremendous relaxation and bliss.
For most of us, we have if-only mind, where we have some idea that if only this would fall in place, then I would be happy. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. If only I'd get my health back, or only if I'd get that partner, or if only that partner and I would really have it work out right, or if only I'd lose the 20 pounds, or whatever. It's an if only, and we have this idea that then we'll be happy. And the point isn't that we should drop having external things that we're hoping will happen. It's not that we're trying to just wash that all away. The point is this, and this is the deeper teaching, that our true happiness is never, ever dependent on something outside us. And as long as it is, we are actually kept a distance from the one place where love is possible, creativity, freedom. Because in any moment of wanting, there's a leaning forward. In other words, you can't be fully here if you're wanting things different.
This fundamental I amness, your fundamental authentic transpersonal self, is not dependent upon objects. Any object you can see is an object. It's not the subject. It's not the pure self. So you want to try to get a sense of I amness stripped of objects and realize that if all objects are gone, there is still I amness. So you have a sense of I amness right now. And if you think about 5 minutes ago, what was actually present in your experience 5 minutes ago that's present now? I amness. There's I amness, wasn't there, 5 minutes ago? So how about 5 hours ago? I amness, yeah. But where were the objects 5 hours ago? Not here, none of this. But there was I amness. And that's what's so important. What you are is not an object. And that means any thoughts that you have, that's not what you are. Those are objects. And those change. Were the thoughts you have now the same thoughts you had 5 minutes ago? No. Do you have I amness? Yes. Yeah. So interiorly, your body's an object, your feelings are objects, your thoughts are objects. You can feel the self-contraction. That's an object. What's aware of that? I amness. The pure self. And suffering and bondage is the misidentification of I amness with an object. You identify with yourself, your ego, your body, and that just is the world of objects. They come, they stay a bit, they torture you, and they leave. That's the path of objects. I amness is ongoing, unchanging, ever present.
The key to freedom and peace is knowing yourself as the ever-present, silent, witnessing awareness in the midst of changing form and phenomena. Let not the scenery overshadow the seer. Mind, body, and the world are scenery. You are the seer, the timeless factor in the midst of time-bound change. Knowing that is freedom and peace.
My name is Byron Katie, and I live in California. And I travel the world inviting people to question what they believe. So what I'm about is to open the practice for people to look at themselves and see what is it that causes war within themselves, and to begin there. Because till we end it in ourselves, it's not going to end in the world. When we believe our thoughts, we suffer. And when we question our thoughts, we don't suffer. And I have come to see that this is true for every human being, that we're innocent as long as we believe our stressful thoughts. We live out of those beliefs, and then we wonder why we feel so crazy sometimes.
Awakening is peace of mind. So I think in the most simple terms, it's just consistent peace, consistent joy, consistent happiness. It's not really a personal term, because awakening really isn't personal. So we could say that persons don't wake up, that the persona or the mask is what needs to be released or laid down in order to experience this very natural state of peace. So I always say that as persons don't wake up, it's actually just a recognition of a state of mind that actually transcends the personal entirely. And so it's not a personal quest at that point, it's just a sense of being merged with everything and everyone.
What is the soul?
The soul is the birthless, deathless, changeless part of us, the part of us that looks out from behind our eyes and has no form.
Are we in the soul, or is the soul in us?
The soul is infinite, so there's no in or out of it. It is everywhere. There's no place that it is not.
What is your definition of God?
God is the highest place within each and every one of us. It's our divine self.
What do you think will happen when we die?
I don't think we die. I think our bodies leave. But we can never die. That which is never born can never die. That which never changes can never die.
Anybody who practices has their times when things seem to come into place and everything looks like very simple, and then other times when it all falls apart again. I think this is very natural, and the mind is a very tricky thing, you know. I mean, even people who want to become musicians or sports people, how hard they practice just to be able to hit a ball or to play an instrument. And yet our fingers and our feet are nothing compared with training the mind. Also, when people start to meditate, they want to, what do we get from this? What are we going to gain? And so if occasionally the mind becomes more quiet, oh, that was a good meditation. If the mind is highly distracted, oh, it's useless. And so again, this judgmental mind is coming in, even in a practice which is supposed to be non-judgmental. And so it's very important for us not to bring the same paradigm of our normal work ethic into the realm of meditation. This is something completely different. It's going in the absolutely the opposite direction. It's a matter of not doing, not of doing. I mean, the less we can do, and the more we can just be, the more likely we are to actually taste what meditation is about.